Hello, Warren Cantrell here from Scene Stealers. Really lucky today. I've got a chance to interview the director of one of my favorite films here at Seattle International Film Festival this year, Lobos de Aga, which is getting a release in the U.S. hopefully under the name Game of Werewolves. The director here is Mr. Juan Martinez Moreno, and he is, again, been very kind to spend a few minutes talking with me today about his films. So, thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much for bringing me.
Absolutely. So may I ask you a little bit about the film? It was wonderful, if I may say so.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I noticed when I wrote my review up, I spoke a bit about this, how the look of the monsters in the Game of Werewolves had more of a classical feel, more in line with the Lon Chaney look with the broad shoulders and the flat face.
Yeah, absolutely. That was very, very, one of the key things to me when we, sorry, my English is not great. So
oh no.
maybe you will need subtitles here. One of the key things for me once the producer and I decided to make this movie was that the monsters, the beasts, they have to be real. Yes. They have to be absolutely real. You know, I don't like CGI. I mean, CGI is great for some things. You know, CGI is great for things you can't do any other way.
Sure.
Or CGI is great when you're Peter Jackson, when you do it other ways, then it's great. But this other movies I don't want to mention, but these other movies that the abuse of the CGI and transformations and everything, all these movies reminds me to the Warner Brothers cartoons, like the Coyote and the Road.
Yeah, the anvil and they drop off the cliff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like that, and I still watch American Werewolf in London transformation, and I still see it in my pants. So from the beginning we decided this is the way we have to do it, or we don't do it.
Sure.
And it, of course, the budget, that made the budget much more expensive, because it was not one werewolf. It was, you know, I don't want to spoil the movie, but you know, it's more than one. So during many times of the film, we have like 45 makeup artists.
Oh wow!
That means, you know, that was much more expensive.
Sure.
But from the beginning, we decided that was the way we had to do it. And one of my music pieces is the books of the 80s. I was born in the late 60s, okay, so Landis, Carpenter, Joe Dante, that was Rick Baker's work.
Sure.
Unbelievable. But on the other hand, all these movies, most of these movies used to have these four legs,
yes,
beasts, blah, blah, blah. And I used to love the classics,
yes.
You know, the Lon Chaney, the first Werewolf, the George Wagner one, and all these things. I used to love these ones, you know, this kind of werewolves. That was an icon in my mind from a child.
And I felt that watching the movie there was a lot of these influences that were very clear just based on the visual look of the werewolf, but also from the story. I'm reminded of Curse of the Werewolf.
Absolutely.
It begins with the Spanish Countess putting the curse.
With the hammer one.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was very much in your mind when you were making it.
Yeah. To me, because of from the beginning it was a mix of genres. When I sit down to write the script, I wanted to make a horror movie, but mix it with comedy. Not a parody of anything. Again, I'm a big fan of horror because I didn't want to laugh off it.
Sure.
Okay, to me it was very important that I wanted to mix comedy with horror and adventure and action, but the horror had to be real, absolutely real. The comedy comes from the reaction of the characters, what's happening. But what is happening has to be really horror. Okay?
Sure.
So I did use some of the cliches, okay, from the genre, like the old house up in time, in the middle of nowhere, like this kind of creepy brigadoon, you know, and the creepy villagers, you know, that look at you like. So yes, that was part of me trying to make this part, you know, believable, and use that reference to the classics. So and some of the. On the other hand, sorry, for example, there were some other topics or cliches that I didn't want to use, like the silver bullet thing, or things like that, because first of all, I didn't want to, I want to change some things. I want to in some way try to surprise the audience, okay? Because you know, you're a horror fan, you know,
absolutely.
You know how bastards can we be? Yeah. That's true. When we watch some classes or some movies from horror, I know about this and this. We can be, a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So I wanted to change some things.
Yeah, no,
There's some effect about that.
No, I appreciated it. I thought that the film was a really good mixture of harkening back to the older of the movies, but you clearly were trying to do something that was your own, that had its own flavor, and I think I think you definitely succeeded.
From my humble position, of course, because the movies, listen, some of them did that fucking brilliant way.
Yeah, absolutely.
10 years ago, 20 years ago, that was brilliant, So I'm not saying that my movie is the same good, bad, or the same. I think the great about some of the days was not. It was the first to do it, at least in the last 40 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
40 years. So my intention was a little bit like to then try to follow that path, but in my own way.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to the practical aspects of filming without CGI. Did you find, because I know that you shot this in Spain, did you find that it was difficult to find stuntmen, choreographers who had the experience doing it the old way?
Yeah, absolutely. I was very lucky. I was very lucky. The whole crew was fantastic, but I have two key persons. One of them is the FX makeup designer. His name is Arturo Alcedo. He has two Oscars.
Oh.
He was in the moment. He has not physically, but he was in the team of the FX team who worked in Pan's Labyrinth.
Okay.
And he was in the FX team who was in the last Benicio del Toro's Werewolves.
I see. Okay.
And he worked in the last two Harry Potters. He's brilliant. He lives in Spain, but he works a lot.
It came through in the film because it had such a good polished look to it as far as the creature transformations that did seem very much in the vein of the old school werewolf. So it came through.
I was saying this guy is brilliant. And from the beginning, when I told him my vision, listen, I want to do it all way. He said, yes, please. I mean, you're making me happy. I mean, because he thought, you're going to ask me for the heads in the hand, and then the rest is going to be the CGI. I said, no, you're going to do.
You have to do the air bladders and the.
Absolutely. He said, yes, please. So he was very happy.
Absolutely.
And the other person, what was very lucky to have, was the stuntman coordinator.
Yes.
The stunt coordinator.
Yes.
Brilliant. He's an Argentinian guy called Federico Cuevas, but he works over the delay.
Okay.
He makes lots of American movies and TV series. But because he's Argentinian, he speaks, of course, Spanish. He comes to Spain very often. He works there as well. And for him, in Spain, we don't do this kind of movies very much. So when we sent him the script and we saw all the war, he said, yes, please, I want to do this. It was good for him.
No, it sounds like you got really lucky. There was a lot of people passionate about the project, so it's not always turns into good things.
No, absolutely. And the great thing about it is the movie only costed 4 million euros. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
But I was so lucky that I found the right crew. All of them. They were really, really excited about the project. They understood what we were trying to do, and they all went for it.
It comes through, I think.
And that's, I think, why the result is what it is.
Yeah.
Because of the work.
Yeah. I was going to ask you a question about where you shot the film. I have it written down here as Galicia?
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say that the visual look of the film, both in the creatures, but also with the set design, and the sets, both indoors and outdoors, seem to come together very well. Did you find that the location was pretty much ready-made for you, or did you spend a lot of time dressing the sets?
No, all the outer locations, because Galicia is a place in the northwest of Spain.
Okay.
It's an incredible place. The light you get there, it's unbelievable. You can only get the light in the north of Spain. There's no other way you can get the light. And also the green, the outside, the beach road is fantastic. And there's another reason we were there. It's probably the only place in Spain that they keep the kind of magic tradition of witches and ghosts. They still have these traditions going on.
Yeah.
Right? So that was one of the reasons why we filmed that, and the light and the sets. If we did too much work, when you come to Madrid, when you go from Madrid and on location, and you think, I need to find this wonderful village, stop in time, all stone, and I'm sure there must be thousands in the north of Spain, blah blah. Then you get there and there's no fucking way of finding it. Because You find one, and suddenly in the middle of the square there's 2 discotheques, 3 coffee shops, 1 Starbucks. So there's no way to find the right one. So what we did is Arica is made of different villages. We got one street from one village, one street from another, the train station from another. And the outside locations really we mostly filmed the way it was. I mean, we didn't touch a lot.
I was impressed by that. Now, I didn't know if it was just that you had found a really good location or you had a really good set designer.
No. We found the real good location.
Oh, that's amazing.
We didn't have the money to build it. So, no. We found the right location.
Oh, that was wonderful. My personal favorite character of the movie was the police officer played by Luis Zaya. It just magical. I was only for my own amusement, I had to ask, is there any chance that there could be a sequel just about Luis, or an origin story just about where he came from?
Somebody asked me about this, actually. Who's a friend of mine who's a writer and a producer. When I showed him the movie, first thing he said, you have to make a spin-off with the policeman. You have to make a spin-off, even if there's no werewolves, but you have to make a spin-off with them. No, not really. Listen, and also, the last scene is a joke. I don't know secret man. In Spain, things doesn't work like that.
Well, I would see it if you made it, so I think...
If you find me a producer, I would make it. But no, I don't think it's going to happen.
What is next for you? I know you're real busy right now trying to promote the film, but what do you have in your sights?
Listen, I'm trying to find a distribution here in America for the movie. Because I think the movie's going very well. The audience here in America, they're enjoying very much. I know it's not easy for a movie spoken in Spanish, to open. But I'm trying to find a small distribution here, maybe LA, New York, San Francisco, Seattle, something like that. And apart from that, I am trying to write my next project. I'm working 2 stories at the same time. One is a horror, actually another horror story. The other one's a thriller.
Okay, excellent.
But right now, dedicated to promote worldwide all around the world.
Sure. I've got to ask. Let's say Game of Werewolves it becomes a big success. It makes $500 million. You sweep the Oscars. And yes.
When? I mean, not even Spain, man. Trust me.
Let's say it's a big success. If you had the opportunity to work with any actor in anywhere in the world, the USA or Spain, so De Niro, Meryl Streep, who would you work with, and why do you think you choose them?
Depends. It depends on the project. It depends on the script. I mean, I love actors, and of course, some of them are icons for me. But I would not cast Meryl Streep for Walls of Iron. It depends on the script. Actors I admire a lot. Well, I admire. I mean, I'm not going to talk about new ones because talking about the old ones, I would love to work with Spencer Tracy. Or Claude Rains. But that's not possible anymore. So I don't know. I would love to work with Michael Fassbender. I think his work in Spain is amazing, absolutely amazing. I would love to work with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. I think it's the best comedy couple in years since Abbott and Costello or something like that. I love Rick Gervais. I think Rick Gervais is brilliant. Maybe his movies are not that brilliant. But he's fantastic. He's great. And I don't know, people from Saturday Night Live. I love Kristen Wiig. I don't know, lots of them.
It seems like you gravitate towards comedic actors. I know it's a little bit more difficult to get the timing down as a comedic actor, so I could see why these people that have really carved a name out for themselves in the comedic genre would be real desirable.
And actually, I have a theory on that. From my experience, I only made 3 movies. Okay, I'm not very experienced, but I work in the film industry as an AD. I've been working this since 1986. As an AD, 7 first AD. I mean, I've been in films many times. And to me, in my experience, comedy actors can do drama, can do everything. Drama actors, not everybody can do comedy. I mean, to make comedy, people tend to think, comedy, there's not many comedies Academy Award winners, you know what I mean? But to be a comic actor, to be a comedian actor, that means I think it's easy to become a drama.
Sure.
But it's not good. It's not easy for a drama actor to make a.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. Well, looks like we're getting run out of our space here. I've got a lot of guests.
The parties are starting, so there's a party of that.
But I wanted to thank you for spending some time talking with us. It was, again, a real pleasure watching your movie. I'm a real big fan, and I've been talking it up to everyone I can get to listen to me. So.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining me. It was a great event.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate it. You have a good day. All right.